Hello everybody and thank you all for tuning in. This is how to DIY RC FPV. Today we're gonna be making an all-in-one waterproof FPV camera because my good friend Most Harmless RC lost his FPV system when he crashed his FPV boat. And these are all the components that you need to build a waterproof all-in-one FPV system. Let's first try to fit the camera inside the case. I need to remove the cap, of course. It's gonna be sitting like that with the video transmitter on the side. I got myself a little mark, so it makes it really easy to drill exactly in the middle. Just perfect. And then one step bigger, bigger and bigger, all the way up to 5 mil, 5.5. The next step is soldering everything and cutting the wires to length before we're gonna solder, of course. Now the VTX is also pre-tinned, I mean. Now it's just a question of soldering the right wires together. Come on, because these wires are not gonna run outside, they're gonna be staying inside and be connected together. Okay. Now we have to preheat string these two wires together before we're gonna do the external voltage power wires soldering to it, because if I would solder the third wire to it directly at this moment, then these two wires will say pew, and let go again and you can start all over again. So that's why we put a little bit of heat shrink here. It keeps the wires together, and it's gonna be a little bit confusing. Black to red, black to red, red to black. Which wire should go where? You always need to check anyways. And I'm just going to check from the camera because I know that's correct. I know this is black, this is positive, and this is the negative. Okay. And I always like to test my wires after soldering. Still a chance you have a dry solder, but if they let go, then you definitely know there's a bad solder. Check if it works before we're gonna epoxy everything into the case. Well, it's just a fail or two. Yeah, just working perfectly fine. It's time for epoxy. Well, epoxy makes a really a mess, so I'm gonna use some paper underneath it. When you make epoxy, make sure it's a good 50-50% and just follow the recipe. Else it will never hardens out the way it should. And that's already too much. Better enough than too short. And then I'm gonna add something right in between the metal and the plastic. And let it fill up that whole corner. And then we're gonna push it in. Let's hope nothing runs out on the other side. And just spread it around along the crack. Making sure it's 360 degrees around it, and it should close off any gap. So, epoxy everywhere. And we are back again. All the epoxy has now dried out. Now it's just a simple quest of putting it in place and give it one final test, see if it works. And that was making a waterproof all-in-one FPV camera system for a bait boat, RC boat, fishing boat, RC car perhaps. Maybe you're gonna do something else in the water or on top of the water or close to water. I hope you got some interest in my airboat, rescue boat, fishing boat, bait boat that was showing up over here. I hope you're gonna give this video a lot of thumbs up to make it go viral, because I need it. It was DIY RC Happy Flyer signing off, wishing you all happy flying. Hope you like and subscribe for my weekly video. See you next week.